Hello, my name is Rebecca Ryan, and I want to introduce you to this introductory foresight tool called 3 Horizons. And in introducing 3 Horizons, I'm going to talk a little bit about the messy middle. So the 3 Horizons framework is perfect if you're trying to start a conversation within your team, within your leadership group about the future. It's a really easy introductory kind of anybody can run a workshop like this because it's so intuitive. What makes it so intuitive? The entropy wave. What do I mean by the entropy wave? Well, you know that all living systems go through a birth, a growth, a peak, a decline, and usually an eventual death, right? People do this, my garden does it, and even companies, I think, have an average life of about 40 years time before they get merged or sold or, bought or something like this, right? So we're familiar with this entropic wave, and in fact, that's what business cycles are. It's the entropic wave going over and over. We go from a bull market to a bear market to a bull market to a bear market, and on we go, right? You're very familiar with this expansion and contraction. It's something that we're all very familiar with. Well, what the 3 Horizon model does is it takes 3 of those sine waves and lays them together over the present and into the future. Here's what I mean by that. On this chart, you see 3 different sine waves. So in brown is what we're going to call Horizon 1. So if this is today, if this point right here is today, in Horizon 1, these are things that are just about peaking and about to go into decline. This is like the milk that is almost 2 weeks old in your refrigerator. It's just about to go off, right? And if you are spending a lot of your time in Horizon 1, you're probably starting to spend more and more of your time trying to hold things together. It's the equivalent of having really old software, but trying to run new programs on top of it. And like your computer keeps crashing and you keep losing work and you spend almost as much time trying to hold things together as you are able to generate new things. It can be a very frustrating thing to be in Horizon 1. In green here is Horizon 3. Now look what's happening in this line of today. Things are just starting there. They're just starting. So these are some of those innovations or really new ways of doing things that seem really visionary and sometimes even almost weird, but they show some signs of promise, except they're not tried and tested yet. So they feel a little risky. So Horizon 3 is like the very visionary zone, right? And what's between Horizon 1 and Horizon 3? It's the second horizon. Horizon 2. And in this horizon, as you can see, it's picking up where Horizon 1 is quickly declining and peaking just in enough time to join Horizon 3 as it hits its top growth. I mean, that's an ideal situation. What this looks like in real life is this. When we are in a company or we're in a community, or we're in a society that is between Horizon 1 and Horizon 3, we sense the decline of what was very familiar and what worked for a long time. And we can see the promise of what's coming, but we're not quite there yet. So in Horizon 2, an entrepreneurial mindset is needed. A mindset that says, let's not just keep doing what always worked, because that's stupid. Like, we are spending way too much time just patching things, but we're not yet in Horizon 3. So what are some of the bridging processes and systems that we can use, right, to be effective and to be adaptive and to bring out the best in people while we're waiting maybe for Horizon 3 to grow up? And I call this Horizon 2 space the messy middle, because it does feel messy. That entrepreneurial mindset means you have to continually adapt. You have to continually try new things. You have to continually let go of the things that aren't working anymore and make room for the things that are. But most of you right now, if I asked you, do you have a pilot project that you could think about or begin to implement that could get you to where you want to go? Most of you have a pilot project in mind. In fact, when I ask leadership audiences this question, over 80% of the people who take the poll say, yep, I know a pilot project. What you don't have, right, is time. You don't have time. Another 90% of leaders say, I know that strategic thinking is my most important task, but daily emails, meetings, all of these distractions keep me focused in the now, and I have a hard time raising my eyes to the horizon. So this is where a 3 Horizons workshop can be really helpful. Think about this, right? If I asked your team to simply come up with a list of things that are in decline, systems, processes, products and services that are just no longer working, you would probably be able to map those on Horizon 1. And then if I asked your team, all right, what about Horizon 3? What new seeds of growth are starting to emerge? What's looking interesting? What's looking like it has some promise, but its moment hasn't yet arrived? You could probably do that. And then to sit down as a team and say, all right, what in between pilots, projects, innovations could we use to let us put down Horizon 1 and get us towards Horizon 3? You would probably be able to come up with a few of those pilot projects. And then PS, the team size that is the most effective in creating and launching new pilot projects is 2 people, just 2 people. So that is your introduction to the messy middle. Messy middle just refers to Horizon 2, and it sits between Horizon 1, what's expiring, and Horizon 3, what is being born. Good luck. And check out our blog on the messy middle to learn more and get some access to resources.